We spend so much time online and in the digital world, so I think fall is a perfect time to reset your digital space. This video is all about getting your life together and resetting and organizing your digital space, your laptops, your computers, emails, etc. And like I said, this is going to be kind of fall themed, so get ready in the resets to see some fall pictures and fall colors. But I do think this is perfect for any time of the year. It is always the right time to reset your digital space. Anyway, so you know what's coming up in this video. We're going to do some digital decluttering. We're going to renovate my Google Calendar, particularly with some fall colors. I'm going to show you how to do that as well. We're going to renovate and reorganize my Notion, and we're going to update my lock screens for fall and more. You can pause this video anytime if you're watching it to do these things, but the way I recommend doing it is to watch this video and either take note of things you want to do or save it, come back and rewatch it if there's something in particular you want to know more about or want to do in the future. Or if you're doing a digital reset or declutter, I highly recommend watching this beforehand for inspiration or putting it on in the background for inspiration and some company. So first things first, we're jumping into renovating my Google Calendar. I made a whole in-depth video about this last year and you can check it out up here, but I've been meaning to update my calendar for about 6 months and I haven't yet. First of all, the colors, I'm going to update them to a more fall, cold weather inspired color scheme. I made it a bit more colorful for summer and spring. I wanted some brighter but still mild colors, but I'm definitely going to change it to, like I said, more fall colors. And you can do this by making different calendars for different areas of your life and setting that calendar to a specific color, and then when you create an event, you put that event not under like your calendar but under that specific area calendar, if that makes sense. So if I say like do the dishes, I might put that under my to-do calendar, and if that's a certain color, it'll show up that color. Also keep in mind that things that stretch over a couple of days or things that take up a full day space on your calendar, like a holiday, maybe a big event, or if someone's visiting, or a vacation, that is actually going to show up a bit more on your calendar because that is like the bar that goes across multiple days. Whilst for example a to-do or a social event that might have a time is only going to be a little dot that shows up on your calendar. But then when you go into the time blocking, either weekly view, daily view, or 3-day view, I believe it is, that's when you'll get all the colors really nicely together. I go over all of this in a lot of detail in my how to renovate your Google Calendar video if you do want to check that out. Something else I've done is I've gone in and I've broken down some of the calendars, which is something I've been meaning to do for a while. As I was using this Google Calendar, I kind of saw how I wanted to break it up a little bit more. So for example, my to-do, I put anything from personal stuff, house stuff, work stuff, and I really want to break this up into YouTube to-dos, podcast to-dos, house to-dos, personal to-dos. So after this, I went through my screenshots, which I've been dying to do for ages. I don't know about you, but I have so many books, recipes, and recommendations in my screenshots that I've been meaning to look at, and I always say like, oh, I'll put that there for later. But I genuinely have thousands of these, and I find it really overwhelming, and it also takes up a lot of storage on your phone. I've left this for far too long, but I really think going through folders like this once in a while is really important. Like I said, it not only clears space in your brain, but also your phone. So I'm going through and adding things to my Notion page and my Goodreads, and any way I can organize things. Any book recommendations I've taken screenshots of are going on my Goodreads. If I have any recipes, I'll try add them on Pinterest. Any recommendations, I have a kind of things to do in Ottawa folder on my Notion. So yeah, I'm just organizing all of these things and trying to put them somewhere, and then I'll delete them once I've gone through them. Moving over to my laptop, we are going to clean out my emails. One of my Gmails is over 90% full, and I literally didn't even know you could do that. I didn't know there was a storage limit. First of all, I'm going to go through and unsubscribe from any mailing lists I might be on that I'm not really looking at or I don't really need to be on. Then I'm going to go through and organize all my tabs and folders and put things away so they're not in my main inbox. And I'm also going to archive things that I'm not currently dealing with or aren't currently relevant to me. I'm then going to go through and delete a lot of stuff. And I think the best way to do this is starting at the oldest date, because if you have emails from years ago, you literally don't need them anymore. And I need to tell myself this because I keep emails from so long ago. Folders and archiving is a really good way to organize things you can't bear to get rid of, but just doing a delete will feel so good. If you have something from 2020, which I don't know, maybe I'm just talking to myself, but I literally do, you probably don't need it anymore if it hasn't come up yet. Something else you can do on your computer is go through and clear out your downloads folder, clear off your desktop, which I did the other day, clear your browsing history and your cookies on Chrome, and really try look deep into your computer and look at your storage to see where you have a lot of things taking up storage. For example, because I edit a lot of videos, I didn't realize that I had all this extra footage stored in 2 places because I had the actual files and then they were downloaded into iMovie. So I went through and cleared out my iMovie, and that saved so much storage. So I recommend just going through all your files, downloads, etc. and having a look how you can clear out some things. Okay, but back to the fun stuff. In my autumn life reset video, I worked on my fall vision board. We're going to use those photos that I collected and curated to make the lock screen for my phone and my desktop background. I already have a template that I sort of edited and I love that I use for my summer vision board, both again for my home screen and my background. I think Canva's a really good way to make it. So we're going to simply use that and replace the photos and any quotes I might have on there. I have a whole video about how I vision board and then a whole podcast episode about why I love vision boarding and why it's so important. So if you want to check those out, I'll also link them up here. I also have my whole phone screen organized with shortcuts, and I really like how this looks. Not only is it aesthetic, but it also keeps notifications off the pages I'm looking at. And I find notifications can stress me out, so I actually really like not having notifications. Obviously they're on, but I don't have the number next to each app. I can do a whole video on this if you guys like, but I actually quite like the colors I chose when I did it last year, and so I'm not going to mess with it too much. However, I do have these little picture widgets, and I think I am going to change those to some more current pictures. And I'm also going to go through and get rid of any apps I don't need. And last but not least, we're renovating my Notion. I've been meaning to do this for 2 years. I have a video from February 2021 when I first made this Notion, the sort of home base that I'm using now, and all of the pages, and it's a massive tour of my whole Notion. But that is when I made the Notion I'm currently using. To be honest, the actual Notion hasn't changed much, but in that time my life has changed a lot. I've graduated, I'm living in a different country, I'm working a lot more, so it doesn't really suit what I need it to do. It's definitely in need of a change. Here are some photos of it before I did the renovation. It still is the base of the one I made in 2021. It still at its core is a studenty kind of Notion, and it definitely needs a change. It also has a lot of pages that I made but I honestly don't use anymore, or I think could be edited to be a bit more effective. So I want to make it a lot more clean looking and a lot more intuitive to the way I work now. So here are some clips of it now. I'm really happy with it. I really hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me on this digital declutter. I hope it's given you some inspiration, and I hope you guys are having fun decluttering your digital space, because although it seems like a big task, and trust me it is, you will feel so much better afterwards. And if you did like this video, please do like and don't forget to subscribe, and I really hope to see you guys next time. And yeah, thank you again so much for watching.